Next on Worcester News tonight, cruelty charges. What a Sturbridge man is now facing in connection to 5 dead dogs. And Donald Trump is coming to Worcester. We'll give you the details next. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tim McCone. We begin tonight with news out of Paris, where more than 100 people are now dead after French police stormed a concert hall where gunmen were holding hostages. A state of emergency has been declared, and the borders to the country have been sealed after a series of unprecedented terrorist attacks. The Massachusetts State Police are mobilizing in response to the attacks in Paris. The state police want to stress that there is no intelligence that suggests a specific threat to Massachusetts. These actions are underway. The state police, along with a joint terrorism task force, are monitoring developments. State police are increasing security around the State House, stepped up security at Logan Airport, and troop commanders are notifying all on-duty troopers to be aware of any suspicious activity. Now in Boston, police are increasing patrols around the French assets and have deployed additional officers to the TD Garden where tonight's Celtics game is going on. Jackie Bruno has the latest.
Massachusetts State Police stood watch outside the State House Friday evening, all part of increased patrols following the terrorist attacks in France. Meanwhile, Boston police also stepped up their presence throughout the city. Chief William Gross told us he's been in close contact with Homeland Security, Mayor Walsh, and Boston Police Commissioner Bill Evans.
I've also talked to Chief Kenneth Green of the MBTA and the Transit Police Department. We're very cognizant, and we're going to be hyper vigilant today in our patrols.
So far, no intelligence shows Boston is a target, but the sheer horror of the situation in France is affecting those here, like Sylvain Bruni, a French citizen living and working in Massachusetts.
I was in a state of shock, just like pretty much all my family and friends back in France.
His first priority was to check in with those loved ones.
I've been asking a lot of my friends and my relatives who live in Paris. I haven't heard from everybody back yet, which is very difficult because obviously, a lot of people are on the phone lines and texting and on social media and trying to get a hold of people. Some people are safe, and it's great, still waiting on a lot of other folks.
Police in Plymouth, New Hampshire are asking anyone with information about a missing Plymouth State University student from Holden to come forward. 23-year-old Jake Nahn was last seen Thursday at 4 p.m. on Foster Street near the Common Man in Plymouth. He was last seen wearing gray pants, a green jacket, and van-style sneakers. The Plymouth Police Department with Holden PD, I've contacted Holden PD to broaden the search. Anyone with information is asked to contact Plymouth Police. In Worcester, City Council candidate Juan Gomez and newly elected City Councilor Christian King have filed paperwork with the city asking for a recount for last week's election. King won the last at-large City Council seat, finishing 6th in the race. Gomez, meanwhile, finished just 77 votes behind King. Tonight, we caught up with the newly elected at-large City Councilor Christian King.
I'm really honored and humbled with the faith placed in me by the voters in electing me to the City Council. I have the utmost confidence that the election will be upheld. That being said, this is Juan Gomez's decision to have a recount. I respect the democratic process. While I'm concerned with what it will cost taxpayers, I respect his right to go through with the process.
Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump is bringing his campaign to Worcester next week. Trump will be at the DCU Center on Wednesday night. The building's management says the event is open to the public and came together quickly. Tickets are free, but you must get on the website eventbrite.com. Trump is expected to speak around 7 o'clock. Doors will open at 5. State police are reporting U.S. Marshals arrested a Worcester fugitive wanted on charges of aggravated child rape. State and Worcester police helped lead marshals to 18-year-old Marcus Semprith Garcia in Puerto Rico. He was taken into custody Friday morning. A Sturbridge man is facing animal cruelty charges. Police say he dropped off 5 dead dogs at the Cummings School for Veterinary Medicine at Tufts University, and prosecutors today described what was a gruesome scene. Our Kayla Mamlak has the details.
The There are still 3 dogs at the home of David Pelletier. The Sturbridge resident was in court Friday on 5 counts of animal cruelty charges. Police say he brought 5 dead German Shepherd puppies to Tufts Veterinary Medical School.
They believe that those dogs suffered during that time.
Tufts reports show the 5 dogs died of parvovirus. They also show the 59-year-old called the hospital because one of his dogs had died and a second was acting sickly. Tufts indicated the remaining puppies should be brought in.
However, he didn't follow the advice when he was told by professionals in the animal care field to bring those dogs in to be seen, and subsequently 3 more dogs passed.
Prosecutors say reports showed the 5 dead dogs were covered in live maggots, dried blood in their mouth, and mud all over their bodies. Tufts released a statement saying in part, Cummings School of Veterinary Medicine at Tufts University are very saddened by this case. It's important for all dogs to have up-to-date vaccinations and for owners to seek immediate care if their dog shows symptoms of parvovirus.
When he became concerned about the dogs, he did call the animal hospitals to see what could be done. He states that he called, he left a message, and that he did not receive a phone call back.
The judge released Pelletier on personal recognizance and was ordered to turn over the remaining dogs. His attorney says these dogs were tested for parvovirus as well.
That test did come back negative.
A car slams into a store in Auburn, smashing through plate glass windows Friday afternoon. It happened at the Honey Farms on Markets on Southbridge Street. Auburn's fire chief says an elderly woman said she was pulling into a parking spot in front of the mini mart and
went into the store. There were 3 employees that were in the store. None of the employees were in the vicinity at the time, and they were not injured.
the store is expected to be closed through the weekend pending a Board of Health inspection. Chief Coleman says the woman suffered only minor injuries. Police are investigating a hit-and-run accident in Worcester where a teenager was seriously injured. It happened Thursday night on Plantation Street. Police found the 17-year-old unconscious. They say the teen was hit on his right side by an unknown vehicle while crossing the street, and he was not in a crosswalk. Police were able to find debris from the car on the road, but say there were no witnesses to the accident. Today was the 5th annual Visions of Change Youth Summit for local high school students. The main message was youth empowerment and leadership. Author Liz Murray talked about her experiences of homelessness and living on the streets by the age of 15. Our Olivia Lemon has more.
Yes, you can change your life. It's not instant. You have to work really hard. You have to go inch by inch and have setbacks.
It's a big part of the message author Liz Murray shared with students Friday. Homeless as a teenager, Murray ended up graduating from Harvard University. At the Visions of Change Youth Summit, Murray helped spread the group's message to promote leadership and empowering youth to help others.
Anytime I have any opportunity to stand in front of people and they go, oh, homeless to Harvard, you know, that's so hardworking. I say, yeah, you know, people work hard. A lot of people work hard. It's really about people in communities pitching in to help one another.
Murray says while she was homeless, many people in her community, like teachers and nonprofit groups, helped her. She says this is why she was able to succeed.
It's not success unless you create opportunities for other people so that we all get to help one another along our ways, because no one gets where they're going alone.
Get involved with your community more. Help someone out. If you know a friend or someone that needs help them out.
How she impacted me was to move forward and go to my dream school. I stay motivated. I can go to my dream school.
Murray's story appeared to inspire and hit home to students. South High School Principal Maureen Benenda says it's important for students to realize homelessness is still an issue in the community. She says more than 150 students at South are homeless.
We want kids to start to think about it so that they can write letters to their representatives to tell them about the important issues, especially the issue of homelessness and youth homelessness.
When you reach out, whether it's volunteering, donating food, donating your time, you are having an impact. Reach out to your neighbors, reach out to people in your community because it matters.
Olivia Lemon, Worcester News Tonight.
Murray is now in a doctorate program studying psychology at Columbia University. Well, the college basketball season has officially tipped off, and it began right here in Worcester. Fans at the Neller Center go crazy early Friday morning. Clark and Worcester State kicking off the NCAA season, playing the first game in the entire country.
Pretty crazy. It's a pretty special feeling to know that we're kind of starting things off
The two teams tipped off a little after midnight. Clark University head coach Paul Phillips said the idea was brought up by Worcester State head coach Dave Lindbergh in the offseason.
We were talking about our game and when to schedule it for next year, reciprocal dates, and he said, would you be interested in the midnight game?
For many of the players, the unique tip-off time created by the coaches was a new experience.
I've played games at like 6 in the morning before, like late at night, never at midnight though.
The fans at the Neller Center did their part to make the night memorable as well.
Everyone was told to come dressed in black, and we actually purchased red rally towels that say Midnight Mayhem to have a little contrast of color.
Clark pulled out the win, and while the W only counts for this season, Phillips hopes the memories last a lot longer.
This is what memories of college are all about, so I feel privileged to be part of that for them, and hopefully 20 years from now they'll remember this.
Now, prior to the game, Clark University students and community organizers stood on the court. The unplanned rally was peaceful. Organizers say it was in support of student activists at the University of Missouri. It delayed the start of the game for about 5 minutes. After organizers got their message across, they left the court.